Does anyone else keep a bunch of boxes and things to alter and reuse and never use them? I cannot be the only one. I have had this box from Bulldog Clips for like at least a year. It's been in my box of things to upcycle. And the other day it was on my desk. I think I pulled a bunch of things out and not put them away. And I thought, you know what, that's not going back in the box. I am decorating it now. So I've used the Keeping Cool collection because that's what was on my desk. I have already filled the shaker window from the inside. So I have opened the box, put some foam tape around the edge, poured in my sequins, and then added a piece of pretty patterned paper. The one for the inside is actually from Garden Party. So if you're looking for a collection that matches Keeping Cool nicely, Garden Party is definitely that one. I have pulled loads of the papers and they all match brilliantly together. The sequins in there, again, are just ones from my desk. And I have cut the piece, so the piece with the stripes, I have cut that on my cutting board and then just tried to trace where I think the shaker window is and cut that out of the centre. And that's how I've made that window piece, that border piece. And then I have stitched all around the edge of that and added it on with some tape and glue. Then we are moving on to embellishing. So I'm using these super cute die cuts from Coco and Reno. So the die set is called Strawberry Jam and it has a gorgeous 3D strawberry box and then a bunch of these pretty little things. So I've got some little strawberries, a little jam jar, the words handmade, and I think, is that everything? That might be everything you get. And I'm just making a bunch of the strawberries now. So I have got that one that's already on the box. I made that as soon as I got the die set, and so I'm making some more to match. Making them in pinks and glitter and some red, I believe. So I'm cutting them out with the die, then backing them on some paper so it will show through the little cut out spots in the strawberry, like the seeds. I've cut my little jam jar and I've filled that with some plain pink paper, added the lid, and I feel like it needs something else. So in a moment I go back and I actually wrap around it with some thread, and I think that looks really sweet. It looks like the lid has been tied onto the jar, like it would be in real life. So I've got those handmade pieces. I'm just sort of placing everything out, working out where it goes. I do add the lid piece on some foam tape, just to make it stand up, make it a bit more dimensional. These thin foam strips, I talk about them all the time. They are from Amazon. If you want a link, let me know and I will find it for you. They're perfect for so many projects. This is when I decide the lid needs something, and I do try a bunch of bows. You can see my variety of bows to the right there. But I settle on this white thread and I just wrap that around until it looks solid, until it fills that gap in the die cut piece. And then just secure it on the back with some washi tape and some hot glue. And that's ready to go. And I think it looks really sweet like that, really realistic. More hot glue to add that onto the box. Just tucking it into that little corner. I did actually accidentally stick it down on top of one of the words, so I spent quite a while picking hot glue off of that, but it worked out okay, so I was lucky I didn't have to recut it this time. Clustering the little strawberries at the bottom of the jar there. I've got 3. I think I put all of them on foam tape, or do I put 2 of them on foam tape? It looks like 2. And I've got the little leaf part cut out of different minty blue colours. Minty blues and greens, which I think really work well together. Trying to use one of these bows still. And working out how to add on that word, that homemade. So I cut some vellum in a strip. And I think about maybe adding it onto there. I would usually add it on and then stitch through. So I'm thinking about having the home slightly higher than the word made. I think about putting it to the side. I mess with this quite a lot because I'm not sure what to do with it. In the end, I layer that vellum on top of some more of this striped paper, stick down my words, and then run them through the sewing machine. So if you are going to run things through the sewing machine, don't stick them down with double-sided tape. Your sewing machine will not thank you. It ruins the needle. I should know, I've done it many a time. So I tend to use wet glue now and let it dry for a few minutes and then run it through, and it works just fine. Snipping off all of the extra threads and then bannering the edges of this. I think it's a fishtail shape, is what it would be called. I still think it needs even more, so I add it on to this minty or tealy blue kind of background, bluey green. I guess it's more teal, isn't it, this one? And just create a bit of a border. So it's up on foam tape and it's got that border, just to give it a little bit of something extra. I still don't know where to place it, so I move on. And I pick this Be Happy sentiment from the puffy stickers, sticking it onto this little thin piece of scrap card so that I can move it around easily. And I end up putting that on the jam jar. And I really like where it ends up. Just testing it in different places here. This is a good trick if you want to spell out the whole word and see sort of how much space it will take up, things like that. Put it on a little thin piece of card that you can move around, and it's easy to take them off of. So adding happy at the bottom there, and then I add B just above it. The colours of this kit are so pretty. So this is Keeping Cool by Rosie Studio, and they have some gorgeous products. I will link their website in the description for you. But be warned, you will spend a vast amount of money on a vast amount of collections because they are all beautiful. And they're so reasonably priced that you end up buying more than you thought you were going to, which it's a crafting problem. Crafter's dilemma. I have found a spot for a bow, so I've gone for the top left there. I've added that little ribbon bow. And I've even found a spot for the homemade little banner that we made earlier with the words homemade on it. So I've popped that in the centre at the top, adding some enamel dots now. So these are the ones that coordinate with the kit. And I'm tucking those under the banner to begin with, and then I add them just sort of randomly, a little bit of everywhere. I tend to cascade my enamel dots if I can, so I'm going from the top left to the bottom right, and I just sort of make them as if you were sprinkling glitter, I guess. Just sort of cascading down. That minty blue is a gorgeous colour. And I also love the pinks and the yellows in this collection as well. Some little clear gems because it wouldn't be complete without them. All over the place. And then some glitter glue. So this is from Poundland, I believe. And it's an iridescent lilac, but it doesn't show up lilac. So the actual glue itself seems pretty clear, and the glitter is just sort of the iridescent lilac-y type colour. So it looks really, really pretty when it dries. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you are enjoying this video. Make sure to click the notification bell and you'll be notified when I post crafty videos. I would love to see you around here more. And this is our finished creation for today. So I've upcycled that little box into a little gift box or happy mail holder with a shaker front and these gorgeous Coco and Reno dies on there as well. Thanks so much for hanging out and crafting, and I'll see you soon. Bye!